Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for a flip through of my December Daily Volume 2 2024 album. If you would like to see it, stick around. Hi friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thank you for joining me. I am excited to share my finished volume number 2 of December Daily 2024. I have a flip through of volume number 1, and today I'm going to share volume 2. I just finished this album. I kind of wonder if I could have fit all of them into one album. They're not as bulky as the last couple of years, but I don't like to be restricted by bulk and embellishments. I want to be able to add whatever I want. So let me know, are you a one album person or two? What size you use? All that good stuff. All right, so let's jump in to the flip through. I will also have a flip through to music only that I will make go live at the same time as this one in case you are someone who prefers silence or music. All right. I just created this fun little shaker inspired by Nelly and Clem. I trimmed this out of a transparency and added a back to it. And then I embroidery stitched around the heart and added lots of different sequin mixes from the Diary of Belle Rose. And then I put it on this transparency that says "'Tis the Season" repeated. So very simple. Oh, I did want to mention, I have the table of contents in my first album. So just to show you that really quick, I went ahead and wrote in every single one of my stories in here. So volume number 2 begins with story 17. All right. So story 17 is about the movies we watched this year, or this December, I should say. And I did some embossing with one of my old paper person stamp sets. Then I put these little chipboard hearts. I created a little flip up here and added scallop detailing to match the scallops on the side of this die cut insert. And then this one was comical because I kept stamping and writing upside down on these because I did it without thinking. So I just left it as is. These 3 are upside down and these 3 are not, or this one's upside down. For whatever reason, I wrote in the correct orientation, but the stamps are upside down. And they are in order of Nora's most favorite to least favorite. So I thought that was really fun. Just a cute little way to document our movies. Story 18 was really simple. It was about our wrapping paper. So these 3 rolls of paper. I just wanted to highlight this story is about wrapping paper. So I used a little gold dot sticker and a couple of embellishments. And then I just journaled this year's wrapping paper. Nora and I picked up all of them at Target. And that she had chosen the penguins and the fa la 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 ones. I don't think there's anything on the back. So it just tucks into there. And I wanted to continue this framed idea over here, introducing story 19, which is about Nora's gifts. And so I knew I was going to use this as the O. I decided to put this picture inside of it because Nora gets gifts at her grandmother's house that we have sent there so she can open something on Christmas Day. And I just cut this down from a larger sticker that said "Make Some Merry," but I wanted it to just be Merry. And then Joy, there's the story number 19. I put some felt stars. I put a little gold trim on the bottoms of the pages. And so this is our house, and we celebrate Christmas early here. This is also story 19, so I wanted to continue that over here. And this was my favorite picture of her the day we sell. Oh, hey, little yellow chipboard heart. You don't belong there. Uh-oh. I'm just going to leave it because then it's going to rip up the photo. It's the sticky part of the heart. That's funny. But it kind of blends in with her reindeer pajamas. So let me zoom in just a bit. There you go. So we celebrated Christmas the day before we left with my mother, and we gave Nora some of her bigger gifts at home or gifts that we knew she could use before Christmas Day, like these headphones. They were a blessing in the car. So I created a little tag cluster with a wood veneer star. I trimmed this word die cut that said "December Joys," and "This is the best view right here" is the tag. I just journaled about her gifts. and love this tradition. I colored this star with a paint pen, and then I copied this idea from Ty, Moments to Memories by Ty, who taught a lesson in the prep day class it was the fold out lesson. So I copied her measurements and everything, but I did something different this year, and I collected all of Nora's ephemera, or almost all of the ephemera that I could anyway, from her gifts, packaging, things like that, tags. And so I thought that was a really fun, unique way to showcase her gift items without actual photos of the gifts. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about December Daily, is being challenged in the various ways that, you know, we can tell the same story every year. And this is just a picture of her getting one of her gifts at Grandma and Grandpa's house on Christmas Day. You can see all the cousins in the background opening their presents, and it's just the best kind of chaos. All right. Then on the back side, I have this folder and journaling that goes with 20 stories of December, counting joys. These are more micro stories that didn't get their own full page, and they are listed here on this journaling card. I just typed it all up and in Canva and printed it out on clear sticker paper. This is from a previous December Stories by the Month kit. You can't really tell, but I did create a scalloped look here, edge with this transparency, and then a few hearts just for decoration, because I had this heart over here. And then I did a little pom-pom trim flip out, which is so fun. I love this whole like vibe. This is story 21. If you remember seeing this process video, first of all, good for you, because I can't even remember what I ate like last night for dinner. But I had originally put this on a vellum, like blush pink paper. I have since switched it over to just white cardstock that I think it just looks better and more cohesive. I did struggle with this one. This wasn't my favorite story in this album, but that's okay. I did some embossing with the vellum, and I used green. It just says Christmas with Cece, so this was the day we celebrated Christmas with her. And there's just some photos underneath. Nora picking out a new shirt, some journaling. I was inspired to use the story, so I just journaled about our time with Cece. And I'm not going to read journaling over again in this video. You can go back and watch each individual process video if you want more details. But each one of these is just a little flip up with some journaling underneath. These items, the plastic embellishments and this vellum paper, are from the December Stories by the Month kit. This story is 22, about our trip out to Michigan the next day we left after we celebrated Christmas. Sometimes the story numbers coincide with the date that the story being told happened on, and sometimes they don't. In this case, these two stories did coincide. So I just wrote, or I just put stickers that say New York to Michigan, and then the number 22 for the story, a photo of our view from the car on our way there. And then I printed these out in black and white so as to emphasize the gorgeous blue sky, which was also a bit of purple as well, which you can't really see on camera, but in person it was stunning. So picture of Nora asleep in the back seat, stopping on the way. We make a couple of stops, and then the photo of Nora with my in-laws' Christmas tree when we had arrived. These are from my stash. This like star card, and this one's from the December Stories by the Month kit as well. These alphas and numbers I think are from Michael's a while ago, but they probably still have them. And then I used some of the word phrase strips that were the tear apart ones. I believe they were in the main kit. Story 23 is Nora and Fiona's cousin love. They didn't see each other as much this year as opposed to years in the past, but they have a very special bond, and Fiona lives a mile down the road from my in-laws, so we see her as much as possible. And Fiona really looks up to Nora, and they're just so sweet together. So, and I'm really blown away by like this photo is black and white, which I love. I wanted the embellishments to pop on the photos, but I also can see the similarities in their faces, like some of their bone structure, which to me is mind-blowing as an adoptee, and Nora being my only biological relative that I'm aware of anyway, to see her features, which are also partially my features, and my husband's features, all in one photo. Like this story, this is why I document. So it's very, very sentimental, and it means a lot to me to be able to share these stories, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video. So story 23 is about them. I used some numbers from my Studio Calico Documenter kit, which unfortunately they've discontinued, but I wanted to bring in some of this really fun washi, and that was then my inspiration for going with bright colors over here. So I tried to stick to reds and greens, and then some of the brighter colors that are in the washi tape. And then I just used some stickers from one of the Advent days to put their initials. And then these black typewritten like label stickers are from Tim Holtz. And then again, I have another swivel situation. So there's journaling, or there's photos about the different things we did with Fiona. We took them both roller skating for the first time, which was super fun, and no one got hurt, so that's a win. The next day we went over to Fiona's house, and Nora dressed Fiona up like a tree. Apparently that's what she is. They were just using their imaginations and being really silly. So I was really thankful to have these documented. I love the transparency paper has like the ornaments on the back side, which I could have done something more with, but I just use them really as a placeholder. And then I put this gold trim on the back. I love that you can see the embroidered, the baker's twine rather, bows through the backside, which are going to be for story 24. I just love that little peekaboo. Love a see-through. So 24 is about twinkle lights and going to see twinkle lights. So these I just taped down to the backside. And these are 3 photos of houses that we went and saw that were a little bit more extra than just like beautiful light displays, which is always fun. But these houses had signs out front, like you can maybe see it there where it says tune to 102.7, where you could pull up in your car and the music was synced to the light show. Very fun. So we did that, and I made this little like wonky stitched, what's this? Light string situation. These were from the Advent sticker kit this year. And then I wanted to bring in just a little bit of that baker's twine in green. So I attached it to the top of this journaling card where I put some of the stories journaling in there, and then added some scallop trim on the bottom. Story 25 is Christmas. So this is really just a placeholder. And again, using that scalloped frame and this sticker, which I don't know if, I think it's from last year's or the year before's Advent sticker kit. This is one of my favorite photos of Nora on Christmas Day, just kind of like waiting. It was the calm before the storm in the sunroom, which is one of our favorite places to just sit and rest and gather. And Hoover was laying on Nora's lap, and we were just kind of like enjoying the peace and quiet before everybody came over. There were so many people who came this day. So, oh, that just came off. I'll have to fix that. No worries. So this is just a little tag that is there as kind of like a, I don't know, there was a lot of negative space. I felt like the page needed something, so that's what that is. And then this idea I copied from the Ray Pie. She's amazing, and she did some embossing. I think she numbered hers. I just did the same stamp over and over that just says Merry Christmas and embossed on vellum, which in this process video, you will see the vellum is very thin and kept cracking and breaking, which was really unfortunate. I should have stitched it possibly, or that, I don't even know if that would have worked because it is so thin. But I ended up scoring like an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/4 inch on each of the 3 sides, and then using double-sided tape to create the little pockets. So there's photos from Christmas Day in here. My sister-in-law and I, that's Fiona's mom. All of Matt's 4 younger brothers, he's the oldest. And then, you know, the cousins, them playing outside, us doing Pass the Parcel. Or actually, these are the cousins. The adults got to do their own version of Pass the Parcel, and there are no photos because we were all trying to, you know, win. So details on this story, go to the story in my playlist, story 25. So all of these are from Christmas Day. I just added a little trim there. And then I'll have to add this back. Then this is from, I think, the Quiet Story kit, but it could be used like anywhere. Rounded the corners and then journaling about the day. And that just tucks, hey, get in there. And then that just tucks into behind this big photo. And I like it peeking up like that too. All right, story 26 is about cousin love. So the next few days we stayed with Matt's youngest brother, Tully, who has 2 kiddos, little ones, and his wife, Kit. And I just spelled out cousin and then put the heart for love, added a whole bunch of different red stars, and printed out these photos, taped them inside these boxes. I try to kind of spread out the stars and the patterns and the types of stars, right? Like some of them are plastic stars from last year or the year before, the wood veneer stars from last year. And then this year I use this is from like one of the Advent days a couple of years ago. So just using my stash and trying to stick with red, obviously, minus the little pop of green for the heart, and then a little bit of journaling right there. Continuing with our stories with family. I love this one. This is scrap lifted from Allie Edwards herself. And I knew I wanted to use all the color for this story because we spent the day at the Children's Museum. So I knew I wanted it to be like bright and fun and whimsical. And so I had this pocket in my stash, and it matches really well. And that way I can tuck in this photo, which is my favorite photo of the 2 of the girls inside the giant bubble. I don't know if you can see it, but it's such a good picture. And then I added my journaling on the back. And what I did, this sticker is from the Advent kit, is I just left the backing on the top so that it wouldn't stick to it, and then only removed the backing from the bottom half so that it could stick to the vellum pocket. The 27 is from, I don't even know, it might be from an old paper person, possibly, or like Ellie Studio or something. These hearts are Ellie Studio and the Allie Edwards hearts that came in the sticker kit this year. I wish we got like so many of these because they're just really fun. And then I kept it really simple. I just embellished them with the hearts and then kept the photos plain, added a little velvet ribbon to the tops of each of them just for texture. And then lots of journaling on the back, all about our day at the museum. And then taking Sutton, that's Nora's youngest girl cousin, to get some tea, bubble tea. She didn't get tea, obviously, because she's like 4 years old, but you know. And then the 2 of them outside the museum. That's our youngest nephew. This is TJ, Tully Jr. So lots of photos and journaling for this day. This one I'm super proud of because I feel like it's an original idea and I think people will be inspired by it. I hope. This was my reading recap for 2024. This is story number 28. You can flip up this top, which is paper from Paper Person Shop. And then these are embellishments from Studio Calico. I think the only thing on this title page that's from Allie Edwards is the little book, the little tiny burst, and then this tab, and then the numbers. So you flip it up and there's my rainbow tree. So if you watch this process video, you will recall that I lost 3 of these books. They were underneath my desk and underneath my iPad at different times, and I went back and I had to add them in. So it looks a little wonky. Probably doesn't look as aesthetic as it did before I realized I was missing 3 books I had to squeeze in. So those were A Court of Thorns and Roses, The Friend Zone, and there was one more. Oh, This Summer Will Be Different. I can tell because it's so skinny. I tried to like trim it down so that it wouldn't like really throw off the the vibe of the tree, but it is jacked up now. But whatever, it is what it is. I was really excited to come up with this idea. I hadn't seen anybody do a tree out of all the books. I've seen people recap their books, but not in this way. And so that was really fun for me. And as I was kind of playing with cutting these out is when I was like, oh, I could do like a rainbow tree, which is what inspired this bright title. And then the journaling is On the back of this flip out, which opens up, this is just like a holding space to show my top 10 favorite books from 2024. So you could probably tell if you know any of these books that there is, I like historical fiction. I also enjoy like a sort of an atypical romance or modern romance novel. I also love a very good psychological thriller or murder mystery. Okay. So leave your book recs in the comments if you have any, please and thank you. This is story 29. I realized I spelled Niagara wrong. It's Nigara, but I did it in paint pen and I'm not going to go back and fix it. It's just going to stay that way. It's fine. I don't have a master's degree in literacy or anything. So not me admitting that on camera. So here's journaling about our trip to Niagara Falls. We do this every year on our way back from Michigan. And we have for like the last, I want to say, Nora's 9 now. So I want to say for the last 5 years at least, we have stopped and eaten dinner at the Rainforest Cafe. But this year, my husband and I were like, we're kind of over it, Nora. And she was like, no. But next year, I think we're going to try to find a different tradition for our way back. It's nice because it's a buffer between like Nora having to say goodbye, right, to like all her cousins and just getting to be with family, which only happens like twice a year. So this way it kind of sweetens or lessens the sting of having to leave. It gives her something to look forward to. And then we don't have to drive all the way through, which, you know, it's a long drive. I think it's like about 11 hours, something like that. So this idea I took from Rachel Hart, and I just love this cluster in the blues and greens, and that was inspired by this journaling card. And then on the other side, I have the same situation, but with reds and golds. So I love that, playing off of the colors in the photos, basically. So those are photos from Niagara Falls. And then story 30 right there this is just a fun little like placeholder, really intro to my story, which is about quiet moments in the month. Hence the title, Simple Quiet Moments, same title, just with the transparent ornament. And then 6 photos of these quiet moments that I've documented throughout the month with a few little chipboard embellishments. I used my grabby paint pen to journal about each of those quiet moment photos on the left. And then I just put a little bit of journaling down here and a chipboard star at the top of each of the trees and called that one good. Again, loving like the peekaboo see-through technique. And then the last story is really just an excuse for us to, or for me to hold my current Christmas card. So this was the card we sent out this year. I said this in my video. If you didn't get one, here you go. Here's your virtual Christmas card. My husband, myself, and Nora, she picks out the pattern that we wear every year, which is kind of fun. So she got the little dress. This is a dress she picked from J. Crew. My husband actually already had a shirt in the same print. I ended up buying like a blouse, but didn't really like it. So I happen to have, you can't even tell anyway in the photo, a sweater that has, it's a black sweater, but it has the same like kind of, what is this called? Like tartan? No, I don't know. But the navy blue and the green pattern collar underneath. And then we both wore hunter boots, and my husband and I both wore jeans. So cute. And then this is the back side. It's upside down, I know, but you get the idea, right? And then I just journaled a little bit with the black paint pen on this heart. And I made this folder to keep some of the Christmas cards that we received. Any of the cards that like are photo cards like this are on my fridge. But actual like cards with writing, and this one must be from my mom. Oh no. Oh, this is from Kitra from BFF Sticker Club. But any Christmas cards I got, I put in here. So I just made this little folder out of pattern papers. This one's from Pink Fresh Studio, and then this is Ali Edwards papers. This is from Studio Calico, this washi, that baker's twine. And these stickers are all from, I think, the Advent kit. So yeah, that's it. That's story 31, wraps it up, the end. This was a labor of love. I am shocked and proud of myself for finishing this before the end of January because I didn't even work on this album till we got back. So I won't forget to add this in. Don't worry. That is going to do it. Like I said, really appreciate you guys spending and investing time with me throughout this project. I hope you guys have found some inspiration, or at least were entertained, learn from my mistakes, all that good stuff. Let me know if you have any questions, and comment below if you had a favorite story. I would love to know. And if you plan to use any of these ideas as jumping off points to scrap lift for yourself, please tag me if you're on Instagram so I can see. I would love to see your creations. And yeah, friends, that's it. Please like this video, subscribe if you're not, and hit the bell so you don't miss my content. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, friends. Remember that you are enough. Bye.